Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Teddy Covers. We're going to talk about a nice little NFL game. Detroit catching just a little less than a touchdown at the Bears, -6.5 here. I'm kind of concerned about this one. We have two teams kind of seemingly going in different directions. Lions really unmotivated last week, it appeared, versus the Vikings. And then here's the Bears, 4 turnovers. Well, it was against the Bills. That being said, I don't know if Khalil Mack's playing or not. I'm not sure it matters. And then, so I'll let you start. And then an interesting scheduling question for you here coming up as well.
And there's a ton of interesting subplots for this ballgame. First, the stat guys don't like what Chicago did last week in Buffalo. You know, it was all turnovers. Trubisky still couldn't throw the ball. Trubisky still didn't look good. The offensive stats were dismal in that ballgame. And the power rating for a lot of people on the Bears didn't go up, despite the fact they won 41-9. The general public says, oh, wow, they killed them, you know. But the math guys were like, no, it wasn't that way. Here's a Lions team that looked a lot better before they traded Golden Tate. You know, and now it's 2 games out of the bye. They got killed both games. Stafford got sacked 10 times last week by an elite defense, and now he's facing another one this week. You know, I mean, Vic Fangio is the coordinator of the year right now in the NFL, in my opinion. The Bears defense coordinator. You talked about the fact that Mac hasn't played for like a month,
and they still look great.
And the defense is blowing teams up every week. So, you know, there are all of these factors that say, yeah, if you're paying attention, Chicago might well be the right side. But I'm with you. I'm very reluctant to lay it here. It feels like do or die time for Detroit against a divisional foe. But the Lions, I haven't seen enough fight out of them. I don't think they like Patricia very much.
I've definitely heard that in the locker room. They don't like Patricia. But here's this Bears team just kind of just hanging out in the NFC North. Like, you know, we all expected
6-3, right?
We all expected it to be the Vikings. Vikings are now not in first place. And even with a win over Detroit, here's this Bears team. They just need to get a win. And then these two play again in 11 days, which is an interesting scheduling thing. They play on Thanksgiving, which makes sense, but I don't know why. It just kind of threw me off that I'm like, wait, so they just beat them now and then they get to beat them again in 11 days. But I'm looking towards this Bears team, and you know me, I'm always trying to make a case for the dogs here, but I just can't make a case for this Lions team.
No, I won't make a case for the Lions team because the Lions team that we've seen the last 2 weeks has been dismal. And when you start to look at the Lions season-long stats, look at this. They're giving up 5.1 yards per carry on defense. That's right at the bottom of the NFL. Opposing QBs, 112.5 QB rating against them. Right at the bottom of the league. They're not winning the turnover battle. And straight to schedule-wise, not even like they've played a brutal slate so far. They're below average in terms of first-half schedule. So maybe the Lions stink, and maybe the Bears blow them out of the gym in terms of the Soldier Field. And when it comes to the scheduling dynamic, I'm not going to worry about the second meeting. The coaches aren't going to worry about the second meeting. Maybe they keep something in the back of the playbook, or they know they're going to show a formation here that now they're going to take advantage of the second time. You know, Matt Nagy might think that way. I don't know if Patricia does. Yeah. As we talk about it, you know, it's one of these games that the more you talk about it, the less you like the Lions. And this is not a game I'm going to make a case for the underdog at all.
Only because you mentioned him. Matt Nagy is a concern of mine. I do like him as a head coach, but he tends to be rather conservative here.
Very conservative.
So laying almost a touchdown here does make me nervous with a conservative coach. Maybe he kicks a field goal. Maybe he sits on the ball, burns more clock than I'd like him to. As you mentioned, that offense, not really great. That defense, very great.
Of course, and given the Lions' defensive numbers, that offense might look great this week. But when you're talking about a coach that's not going to run up the score, that's going to play very conservative with a lead, I'm much more worried about laying more than a touchdown than a touchdown. When you're talking about laying a single score, he's got to win the game by a score. You know, 6.5, 7, not unreasonable to think. 10 would be a little bit too high for Matt Nagy.
Awesome. WagerTalk Text Club, 100% free. Just text WagerTalk to 33222 to get a $10 coupon for signing up, plus free picks and other special offers.